Cable and broadcast TV are changing before our eyes. CBS unexpectedly canceled one of the most popular late-night talk shows. The E! Network canceled its news program E! News after more than 30 years on the air. Amid mass shakeups, NBC's Today Show loses another co-host as they jump ship. Keep reading to find out what's going on at the morning news program. NBC News and MSNBC split in Comcast shakeup. Media companies Paramount Global and Skydance Media are on the verge of merging into one giant corporation. The merger already caused a major shakeup in TV after CBS, which is owned by Paramount Global, canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. The shocking cancellation sparked fears that ABC's The View is next on the chopping block. NBC is also undergoing a huge change. The network is owned by NBC Universal, which is in turn owned by Comcast Corporation. Comcast recently announced that they are splitting some of its underperforming channels under the NBC Universal banner into a new company called Spinco. According to multiple reports, Sci-Fi, E! And the USA Network are among the channels involved so far. MSNBC is also moving to Spinco, which means that MSNBC and its sister network, NBC News, are splitting up. NBC officially loses another Today co-host. The breakup between NBC News and MSNBC directly affects the Today Show. The morning news show will lose a co-host later this year when the two channels officially split. Today Show Jacob Sabaroff joins MSNBC as a senior national and political correspondent. He previously worked as a political correspondent with NBC News and as a fill-in host for the Today Show when Savannah Guthrie, Craig Melvin, or Al Roker aren't there. According to Deadline, the anchor was a fundamental part of the election coverage on NBC News. Sabaroff also reported on the California wildfires that ravaged the Pacific Palisades earlier this year. The Today Show co-host wrote a forthcoming book about the wildfires. Firestorm: The Great Los Angeles Fires and America's New Age of Disaster comes out in January 2026. His move to MSNBC is part of the network's attempt to build up a roster amid its split from sister station NBC News. Viewers praise Jacob Sabaroff as a correspondent covering some of the biggest events in the last few years. Jacob Sabaroff is popular among viewers. They took to social media to praise the anchor for his calm demeanor and relatable reporting. He's been so poignant and captivating. Hats off to him. I thought he did a nice job covering the Democratic National Convention too. He's super likable, relatable, and smart. He is a national treasure. He is such a solid journalist. The guy's heart and commitment to social justice comes through. He will be missed on NBC and the Today Show, but fans can watch his reporting on MSNBC starting later this year. The television landscape is undergoing a seismic transformation with major networks like CBS, NBC, and E! making headlines for unexpected cancellations and corporate restructurings. CBS's shocking decision to cancel The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, E! Network's termination of its long-running E! News after 34 years, and NBC's Today Show losing co-host Jacob Sabaroff amid a corporate split signal a broader upheaval in broadcast and cable TV. These changes, driven by financial pressures and corporate mergers, are reshaping how viewers consume news and entertainment. Here's a deep dive into the chaos rocking the industry and what it means for the future. CBS pulls the plug on The Late Show in a move that stunned the entertainment world. CBS announced on July 18, 2025, that The Late Show with Stephen Colbert will end in May 2026, retiring a franchise that has been a late-night staple since 1993 under David Letterman. The decision, described by CBS executives as purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night, comes despite the show's status as the highest-rated late-night program, averaging 2.4 million viewers across 41 new episodes this year. A report from Puck's Matt Belloni revealed that the show was losing $40–50 million annually, with a budget exceeding $100 million, making it a financial liability in an era of declining cancellation, however, has raised suspicions. Paramount Global, CBS's parent company, recently settled a $16 million lawsuit with President Donald Trump over a 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris, a move Colbert called a big Fat bribe on air. With Paramount's $8.4 billion merger with Skydance Media requiring approval from the Trump administration's FCC, critics like Senators Adam Schiff and Elizabeth Warren have questioned whether the cancellation was politically motivated to appease Trump, a frequent target of Colbert's sharp satire. Despite CBS's insistence that the decision was financial, not political, the controversy has sparked protests outside the Ed Sullivan Theater, with fans chanting "Colbert stays, Trump must go." Colbert, undeterred, has vowed to go scorched earth in his final 10 months, doubling down on his criticism of Trump and Paramount. Meanwhile, he's landed a guest role on CBS's Elsbeth, playing a fictional late-night host, a move planned before the cancellation, but now seen as a bittersweet nod to his legacy. News bids farewell after 34 years. Network, another cable giant, dropped a bombshell on July 25, 2025, by canceling News, its flagship entertainment news program that had been a pop culture touchstone since 1991. The decision reflects the broader challenges facing cable networks as viewers shift to streaming platforms and social media for celebrity news. With ad revenue for cable shows plummeting, E's parent company, NBC Universal, is reevaluating its portfolio. The cancellation, reported by The Hollywood Reporter, marks the end of an era for a show that once defined red carpet coverage and celebrity gossip, featuring hosts like Juliana Rancic and Ryan Seacrest. The move is part of a larger restructuring at NBC Universal driven by its parent company, Comcast Corporation. As traditional pay TV bundles lose subscribers, down millions in recent years, networks like are struggling to justify high production costs. News's reliance on live broadcasts and studio production made it particularly vulnerable, especially as younger audiences turn to TikTok and YouTube for bite-sized entertainment updates. While has not announced plans to replace News, the network may pivot to cheaper, streaming-friendly content to stay competitive. NBC's Today Show loses Jacob Soboroff. NBC's Today Show is also feeling the effects of industry upheaval, with co-host Jacob Soboroff departing for MSNBC later this year as part of a corporate split. Comcast, NBC Universal's parent, is spinning off underperforming channels, including MSNBC, Sci-Fi, and USA Network, into a new entity called SpinCo. This restructuring, announced in recent reports, severs the operational ties between MSNBC and NBC News, impacting shared resources and talent. Soboroff, a popular political correspondent and fill-in host for Today anchors like Savannah Guthrie and Al Roker, will join MSNBC as a senior national and political correspondent. Soboroff's departure is a blow to Today, where his relatable reporting and calm demeanor earned him a loyal following. Fans on X have praised his coverage of major events, including the 2024 Democratic National Convention and the California wildfires in Pacific Palisades. "He's a national treasure, so poignant and smart," one viewer posted. Soboroff's upcoming book, Firestorm: The Great Los Angeles Fires and America's New Age of Disaster, set for release in January 2026, further cements his reputation as a journalist tackling pressing issues. While he'll continue reporting on MSNBC, his absence from Today will leave a gap in the morning show's dynamic, a shifting media landscape. These cancellations and departures reflect broader trends reshaping broadcast and cable TV. Ad revenue for late-night and cable programming has cratered, with late-night shows earning just $220 million in 2024 compared to $439 million in 2018, a 50% drop. The rise of streaming platforms and social media has siphoned viewers, particularly younger demographics, who prefer on-demand content over scheduled broadcasts. High production costs for shows like The Late Show and News, which require large staffs and elaborate studios, are increasingly untenable. Corporate mergers are also driving change. Paramount's merger with Skydance, finalized on August 7, 2025, has led to cost-cutting measures, including layoffs and the elimination of day programs, signaling a shift in CBS's priorities. Similarly, Comcast's SpinCo spin-off aims to offload struggling cable assets, allowing NBC Universal to focus on high-value properties like live sports, which saw record ad sales during the 2025 upfront cycle. These moves highlight a pivot toward profitability over legacy programming, even at the cost of iconic shows.